welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little different. I'm here to help my oily skin girls, so I'm going to kind of talk to you and show you some products that I have and that's in my collection for my oily skin. And if you're interested, keep watching. So one thing I love trying is finding a good powder. I love a good powder alongside with a good concealer, but good powders are great because I do have oily skin. I just recently found out or figured it out that I do have oily skin maybe sometime last year, and it was kind of crazy. It was just like I always thought I had combination skin because sometimes my skin can get dry, but I noticed that majority of the time it's oily. So combination skin is usually when you have dry skin and oily skin at the same damn time. Like, you know, they have their days. Most of my ratio is like 9 to 10, 90%, 10%. I'm more so oily most of the time. So I learned that I had to get products to help me with my oil. Now, when I first started wearing makeup, I never wore primers. All I did was, you know, I would moisturize my face, slap on my foundation, and put on a powder and just call it a day. But as I grew to learn makeup more, I learned like, okay, I need a primer. Like, I really do. Now, I'm just going to show you some primers that I have myself and what works for me. And I'm going to start from low end to high end. Now, I'm not a big makeup junkie. Like, I don't have a lot. There's plenty of primers to choose from. I'm just going to show you what I have and what I'm sticking with. So, starting from least amount to what costs the most, I have this LA Girl Pro.prep. This is a high definition primer that looks like such. You can mainly find this in your beauty supply stores. They'll definitely have LA Girl Cosmetics there. As you guys know, I was sent this, and guys, this primer is really good. Now let me just talk. I get the most oily here, like right in between the nose. Like, that's where I get the most oily. Sometimes it's honestly irritating. This is where I like to set most of my primers. I set them here. Now some people will set them here, go all over. I like to focus more of the attention here, and that's where I set this. Now, I do have pores on my face, and they are not big, but they are noticeable, especially when you get up close to me, and I don't like that. So I kind of switch between this. Like, sometimes I'll use it as a primer, and sometimes I use it to help fill my pores. Now, as a primer, again, I just focus it here. Now, to fill my pores, I take it to right here, and to fill my pores, I usually just swipe down, do like crisscross, not crisscross, like X's. So I swipe down in different directions. I never tap them because to fill in my pores, I found that when I tap them, it looks like it just opens them up, or it irritates. It just does not look good when I tap them. So I kind of just swipe down whenever I use this. But this is a great primer, works really good, especially for the price. Like, I'm happy that I have this primer, and just to show you the consistency, you probably can't see it. It's just like this nice clear consistency. Feels good on the hand, nice and soft. I just wasted product, but yeah. Now the next primer is the Maybelline Baby Skin Primer, and it took me a minute to appreciate this primer, in all honesty. I used to wear it, and then I never was like, it didn't do anything, but I didn't know how to use this. And again, I swiped this down, and guys, this for Drugstore is my holy grail primer for pores. Like, if you have not got the baby skin and you have large pores on your face, get this primer for sure. I love this primer for pores. Now, as far as priming my face, like my whole face, no, but it's a pore filler. Like, it's meant for your pores. So I love this primer. If you don't have baby skin, go to your beauty supply, go to your drugstore. This is at CVS, Target, Walmart, Walgreens. Don't go to Walgreens. Walgreens too expensive, but definitely CVS. That's where I get mine from. And your best bet is Walmart. Get it, pick it up. It'll definitely work for you because I love this. Now, when the Rimmel Stay Matte collection came out, I was just so excited to try it. Of course, they didn't have the foundation in my shade, but they had this primer, and this is the Stay Matte primer, and I love this too. Now, this, whenever you have oily skin, your goal is to mattify your face. You want something matte, something that's going to dry your face. Now, not like drying to your face is peeling off, but you want to control the oil. So when this was Stay Matte, I was like, ooh, this is supposed to mattify my face. This is going to be perfect. And that's what it does. Now it says it can be worn alone or under makeup, creates the perfect matte complexion, controls shines for up to 8 hours, and ultra lightweight. I definitely agree with everything that is said on this package. With this, yes, I do, you know, rub it down on my face. Now, I can use this as a primer for my pores or just a primer all over my face. Mainly, I use this as a face primer. I don't use it for my pores. Face primer, that's it. And it works really good. 8 hours, it works great. Now moving on, I went to Sephora and picked up the Porefessionals by Benefit, and it looks like such. Now mine comes out orange base, but there is one that comes out with a more clear consistency. My light's too bright, but this is orange, and I don't know which one that is because the packaging looks the same to me, but I'm not understanding why mine is orange and the other one is clear. This is to minimize the appearance of pores. Now, I'm not saying I love this primer. I'm just showing you what I have in my collection. I don't necessarily love this primer. I don't hate it, but I honestly feel like you do not need it. Get you the baby skin and it'll do better than this. I'm just not the biggest fan of this one. Like, I'm not. And for this to retail, it's so small, and I think this is only, it's like $20, not even only. Ridiculous. Like, you don't have to have this, but I use this from time to time. I do not reach for it at all. Alright, and again on the higher end side, this is the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. Guys, this primer is legit, okay? Like, I love this primer, and this has a clear consistency too. I love how smooth this primer is. It goes in your face really smooth. I do not use this as a pore minimizer. I just use it as a regular face primer, and I love to focus it right here. Now this, I usually wear 2 primers for my face, one for my pores and one to prime my face. This is an everyday wear. Like, this is every day I reach for this. I love this primer. It's just perfect. Like, it's nothing more I can say about this. Like, perfect. It lasts all day. Great primer. It works for this area. You have to pick this up. I mean, really, this is perfect. Now, the last primer I have is the Becca Ever Matte Poreless Perfecting Primer, and this one retails for about $39, which is very expensive, but I don't mind paying $39 for this because look how big this is. Like, you see, and for this to be this size, you get a lot of product in this. Now, I mainly use this primer definitely in the summertime, like when it's like hot and I'm like outside all day, because this works. And this is a pore perfecting, a matte pore primer. Now, this I don't use for all over the face. Again, I just use it as a pore primer, but you can actually use it as both. Now, I've used it as both, but since I use my Smashbox for a face one, I just follow up with a Becca one. I love using this for, you know, in the summertime when I'm going to be outside all day and like the temperature is just ridiculous. This, it comes in handy. It minimizes my pores. They stay minimized. And then for my face, like, it's perfect. You do not have to have this for the price. Trust me, I understand. Get the Smashbox. But this is a great primer. Like, I love this. Alright, so moving from primers, let's just go to face powders. Now, my number one, if you have been following me for the years that I've been on YouTube, my number one face powder is the Covergirl Queen Collection Pressed Powder. I love that face powder. I love it so much that I don't have it to show you because I ran out of it. And I haven't went back to pick it up because I have so many powders that it's okay. I wouldn't even use it right now. But I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. If you have not tried that pressed powder, try it. That, girl, I love that powder. Like, that's my baby. I love that powder. Another drugstore brand I have is the Maybelline FitMe powder, and it looks, well, I got this hole in it, but it looks like this. I have mine in the color 360. Now, this powder is a great powder also. Like, I love pressed powders. I love pressed powders more than I love loose powders because I feel like I'm really, like, pressing it onto my skin, whereas loose powders, I'm just sweeping it and I feel like it's not enough. This is my favorite. I love it for the color. Like, it's dark enough for me, and it's just a great color, and that's what I love this powder for. Like, it sets my face really nice, gives me my color back, especially if my foundation color may be a little off. This is a great powder. It lasts all day too. Another drugstore brand. You can definitely pick this one up. Moving on, you guys know I love Kat Von D, and I wanted to try everything of hers. So I picked up this powder, and I honestly thought it was a setting powder, but this is actually a powder foundation, and it looks like this. I have it in the color Deep 66. I'm just going to show you what it looks like right here. Now, I thought that this was the perfect color for me, and it just was not. Her foundation was a nice, I won't say it was the best color. Let me not say that. But I love that foundation, the Lock It Tattoo foundation, I love. But I thought the powder was going to be a great match. It's not a great match, and for my skin and its oiliness, it's not a great match for that either. I get really oily with this, and I don't know if it's because this is also a powder foundation and I'm putting it on top of foundation. I'm not sure if that's the answer, so I can't really tell you that's what it is because I don't know my damn self. But I just know that it doesn't help with my oil, but I have it. The next one I have is the NARS Soft Velvet Loose Powder in the color Valley, and it looks like this. This is expensive too. I think this is either $34 or $44. Too much. Do you have to have this powder? Not exactly. This is very gritty like. I do not suggest you applying this powder with a flat top brush. I would suggest you applying it with like a powder brush, you know, because it works very well. And I sweep it on my face and it works. My eyelash girl, it works very good when I sweep it on my face. It took me a minute to learn how to use this. I'm just like, ugh. And I noticed that when I pressed it on my face, it just looked too dark. Like, it just looked damn nasty. But when I used a powder for this, a powder brush, and I sweep it, flawless finish. Love this. You don't have to have this though. Great powder. I like it. You don't have to have it for the price. Not at all. Coming down to my two favorite powders. This is the on high end. This is the MAC Mineralize Skin Finish, and it looks like such. Skin Finish Natural looks like this, and I have it in the color Dark Deep. I'm not able to wear MAC foundations because they just do not act great on my skin at all. I have acne prone skin, and them foundations, girl, it's like immediately. I don't mess with their foundations, but I decided to give their powders a try, and it was the best thing ever. Like, the best thing I could have done. This powder for sure, the Skin Finish Natural, is perfect. Great powder. As far as oil, it controls my oil, leaves my skin looking matte. Every time I wear this powder, every time, it never fails, I always get the compliment like, your face looks so smooth. I'm like, okay, MAC, okay, MAC, okay. I love it. This powder is just legit. And you guys know I recently picked this up, but this is the Makeup Forever Professional Pro Finish powder. It looks like this from Makeup Forever. I'm in the color 85 185. This powder is so perfect. Honestly, I'm so happy I picked this damn powder up. Like, it's dark enough, it's powdery enough, it has that color, that texture. Like, I have it on today. I love this powder, and it's a new, I only had it for a couple of weeks now, maybe 3 or 4 weeks, but perfect powder. So happy. I will repurchase this. I suggest you go get it. It controls my oil. It looks nice. I mean, it's nothing bad I can say about this powder. So my two higher ends is the MAC Mineralize Skin Finish Natural, and then the Makeup Forever Pro Finish. Like, this powder is legit. Alright guys, so that's just it for my primers and powders. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It was requested to just show my powder collection and what I use. My powder collection, someone asked me to talk about oily skin and what I use to help it and stuff. Those are the powders that I have. You guys see the ones that I recommend, the ones I don't recommend. And yeah, so I hope that I helped. Know your skin type. If you are oily, look for stuff that's oil free. Make sure you always go for a primer. Make sure you always use a powder. Some people just don't set their foundation. Like, listen, to each his own. I'm not certified to give you this information, but I just feel like you always need a powder to set any type of liquid or cream, but I could be wrong. Anyways, thumbs up if there's another topic you guys want me to talk about or show. I'll talk about it. And that's it. So I'm Nene to all my new subbies. Hey boos. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye y'all.